Welcome to a video where I show you every meal that I personally cook in a week as a doctor. Hi, my name's Adam, welcome to the channel. I'm a junior doctor from Australia, and we're going to kick things off on a Sunday night, which is often food prep night, where we get meals sorted for the week. I'm on dinner duty tonight, and I'll be cooking a delicious but a pretty straightforward baked salmon, with a little bit of a marinade, a kind of crust that'll be topped with this little salsa made from some oranges and avocado, and then just some vegetables on the side. We're going to start by chopping up our potato and sweet potato. I like to coat them in olive oil and then mix in some spices. Here I'm just using cumin, paprika, and I think a small amount of ground coriander. Tossing them together, this is a super simple way to elevate just your regular everyday oven baked potatoes. Next, we're going to make a little marinade for our salmon, starting with this cheat code, jarred minced ginger and garlic. Again, some similar spices, about a teaspoon each of coriander, cumin, paprika, smoked paprika, and then some chili flakes as well as a bit of olive oil. Then we're going to mix it all together. Yep, getting all up in there, lovely. And then I'll just let it chill and rest in the fridge while I get going with the rest of it. Next up, let's sort out this cheeky little salsa we're going to put together. So this is a bit of an experiment. We didn't have any lemons, but we do have a couple of oranges that my parents left us and a couple extra avocados. So we're going to cut up the oranges into small cubes as best as possible. Then I'll mix this with the avocado. So we get a bit of like this citrusy acid from the orange and a bit of a fresh kind of creaminess from the avo. And we'll mix it in with some finely diced onion, some of the juice from the orange, and also chili flakes. Let's then chop up the remainder of the vegetables, some zooks and broccolini, some olive oil and salt, and throw them in the oven. Now we can release our salmon from its glorious pool of flavor, get them on the pan, throw them in the oven, and soon enough everything is ready to go and we can plate up and eat. Here's what it looked like, and you know, for a bit of a throw together random dinner, it actually turned out pretty well. This is great for tonight's dinner, and also we'll have leftovers for tomorrow night. Monday morning, let's do this. I've just come back from a run and I'm here to take full advantage of the day off and make eggs, which I wouldn't normally have time to do when I'm, in the hospital on an average day. I've been really loving chili scrambled eggs these days, and my goal is to try and, fold them and get them really nice like they do at quite a few of the local cafes around. So prepare the toast first. Normally I'll just spread the avo on, but I'm recording and I've got a bit of extra time on my hands, so I'll smash the avo with some salt, some pepper, and some of this bottled lemon juice. I like to keep the avo a little bit chunky still. I think, it just tastes a little bit better. I whisk the eggs with some milk, incorporate some air to get them really nice and fluffy. Heat the pan so it's really hot, and this is where you got to really lock in because, these guys cook fast. The eggs hit the pan, good sizzle, nice and hot. We fold down, then right, then up, then I get a bit lost and I'm not really sure of the order and what I do next, but I try my best to get it in as close to a circular shape as possible and nicely folded, and there you go. Look, not my best, not my worst. Throw some salt on it, some chili, and then I kind of cover it a little bit just to cook the top a bit more, and there we go. This is the breakfast of champions and will fuel me nicely for a day of not working. But despite this, I actually didn't cook for the rest of the day. Lunch was meal prepped by my partner, an epic salad, thank you very much. And for dinner, we devoured the leftover salmon from last night. Tuesday, let's go. Breakfast on Tuesday. Why mess with perfection? I went scrambled eggs again. Definitely a less photogenic version, that's for sure. Lunch was another epic salad, thank you. And now we get to dinner. It's a classic cold winter night in Melbourne, and we've just come back from Japan, so using a little inspiration from the travels, I'm cooking a warm and cozy Japanese-inspired curry. We're going to start by putting the rice on, then we'll chop up some vegetables. I didn't actually have any potatoes or sweet potatoes lying around this week, and root vegetables can be super hearty in a Japanese curry. Luckily I had plenty of carrots in the fridge, which I roughly chopped up. For the other vegetables, chop up some eggy, get some zooks going. Now I'll normally steam them briefly in the microwave before throwing them in the pot, just to get them kind of cooking a little bit quicker. Look, I know maybe that's sinful, and you know what? Whatever. Sometimes you gotta be fast and loose. It is what it is. But first I'll chop up some onion and softening it a little bit, giving them a tiny bit of color before adding the rest of the vegetables to the pot. Then we'll add some water, and I just wanted to kind of cook the vegetables a little bit more here. Our protein here is tofu. Obviously you can use an alternative protein depending on your choice. Now let's actually make this curry a curry. We've got our essential ingredient here, the absolute goat, the golden curry roux cubes. Adding these bit by bit into our cauldron of ingredients makes everything just thicker, smoother. I mean, look, that's kind of our broth right there. That's the star of the Japanese curry, that like thick, just delicious, rich broth. And now I boiled things for a little bit longer just to try and get the broth a little bit thicker and more delicious, and then we're pretty much good to go. To be honest with you all, I can never quite get it as rich or as thick as the curry in Japan, so that's definitely something to strive toward. Maybe next time I cook the vegetables and sauce separately and serve it kind of over the top. Let me know if you have any suggestions in the comments. It might be a bit of homework for me. But there we go, that's it. A pretty warming Japanese-inspired curry for a cozy winter dinner. We get to Wednesday, it's hump day, and you know, it wouldn't be a week off without pancakes. To be honest, it's been a while between pancakes for me, but I'm pretty keen. These are super easy, and I pretty much always have the ingredients I need lying around. We're gonna blend up some oats, add in 2 whole eggs, some soy milk, a bit of honey, and half a teaspoon of baking powder. And we're gonna whiz it all up in the NutriBullet. Yep, looking good. Let's fire up the pan, put the batter on the pan. I tried to flip the pancake here, honestly, but I failed. Can't win them all. And rinse and repeat. And 5 minutes later, we're ready to eat some pancakes on a Wednesday morning. Topped with some berries, a bit of honey. Yum. Not bad. Not bad at all. And for lunch on Wednesday, we had leftover curry from the night before. And for dinner on Wednesday nights, I often pop over to my parents' place for dinner, which is really nice. Good time for a little bit of a catch up. And so I was very kindly cooked for that night, which is always cool. Cold winter mornings truly call for the breakfast of my childhood. Porridge, or oats as we call them, were an absolute staple in my house growing up. They're so easy. I had it for breakfast nearly every morning before uni, before school. Pour our desired amount of oats into a pot, cover with water, and bring it to a boil. Once it's all formed into kind of a warm, sludgy consistency, that's when you know you're good. I cover it with milk and top with honey and peanut butter. And I know plenty of people cook oats differently, cooking it with milk as opposed to with water, but this is just how we always did it, and it's kind of how I grew up, so that's how I make it. Lunch was very kindly provided in the form of last night's leftovers. I mean, look at that lasagna crisp. And for dinner on this glorious Thursday night, we're gonna do some tacos. I know, I completely missed the opportunity for Taco Tuesday, Mexican Monday, but you know what? Sue me, because tacos are absolutely elite every day of the week. Tonight we're gonna put together a nice combo of cauliflower and black beans with a nice little salsa to go with it. Kicking off, we're gonna chop up the cauliflower and throw in some olive oil and spices. Cumin, paprika, salt, all the usual suspects. Let's roast these up in the oven. We have a small amount of leftover eggplant in the fridge as well. We're going to cook these in the pan with a little bit of olive oil, honey, and some sesame seeds for crunch. Capsicum or red bell peppers are going to be a really solid addition to our tacos. We're going to nicely kind of slice them with some onions. And once the eggplant's done, we're going to cook these on the pan as well, cooking them soft until they have a bit of colour. Now, 50% of these will be mixed with black beans and used as taco filling. The other 50% we're going to put towards making a little salsa. So then with some fresh tomatoes, salt, a bit of lemon juice, we're going to blitz this all together. And then of course we're going to need some avocado in there, pretty essential. And to be honest, I only last minute remembered to film the finished product because we were so hungry, but here it is. You know, it turned out pretty well, I think. Actually was, it was delicious. And we get to Friday, which is a bit sad given that it's my week off. This week has gone so quickly, and we finished the week off with how it started, whipping up a mean chili scramble. You know the drill, eggs in the pan, you still got it, onto the plate, and of course, being the gentleman that I am, I give the first one to my partner, and I will very happily polish off this next one. Look, it's been a fun week. I've enjoyed making these food videos. It's something a little bit different. I want to work on the quality of how I put these together and hopefully do more of these in the future. But if you enjoyed, please drop a like and subscribe for more, and I will see you very soon.